All right, so the past couple of days we have started looking at non-right triangles, so triangles that don't have a right angle in them. And we started looking at the law of sines.
I be with you.
Okay, but you can blow that. Okay. So law of sines, remember, we have the sine of our angle over the side, which equals the sine of another angle over the side, etc. Okay. All right, so the last time we used the law of sines, we were finding missing sides. Today we are going to find missing angles, okay? So we are still going to set this up the same exact way we did, except now we're going to have a missing angle, okay? All right, so it says find the missing angle. Notice this is the angle I want you to find. I want you to find x. And remember, we want to do that matching side and angle pair. So if this is the angle, this is the matching side. So remember, when we set this up, we have the sine of the angle, which we don't know in this case, over its side. And then I'm going to set that equal to another matching side and angle pair. So here's my angle. This one directly across from it would be the matching side. So same thing, I'll have the sine of the angle over the side. So again, you do the matching pairs. All right, and notice I didn't have to set up that third one to solve for this. I only need two of them, okay? But now same process, we are going to cross multiply. So we will have 26 times the sine of x. And then we will have 16.1 times the sine of 88. Now, this time, this next part's going to be a little different. Since we're solving for the angle, we want to get the sine of x by itself. So right now, we're multiplying that by 26. So in order to get it all by itself, we need to divide both sides by 26. So right now, we have the sine of the angle equals all of this. Now, hopefully you guys are remembering, so here's an extra step here. Hopefully you guys are remembering that when we find an angle, we have to do something special in our calculator. Remember, when we do the angle, we have to do that sine to the -1 thing. And then that will equal our angle. So I'm going to go ahead and type all of this in my calculator. If I can bring it up here. All right, so first thing I'm going to hit is that sine -1. So remember, in order to do that, I need to hit second on my phone. And remember, that's how it shows up in your calculator. And then I'm going to hit 16.1 times the sine of 88, regular sine of 88 here. And then close that parenthesis. And then I need to divide that by 26. And then that will tell me what my angle is. So if we round to 1 decimal place, it's 38.2 degrees. So notice, that was kind of tricky to type into my calculator. Okay, let's do it one more time. So remember, I need to do the inverse sign here. So I had to hit second and then that button. Oops. And then I need to type in 16.1 times the sine of 88, regular old sine of 88. Close your parenthesis and then divide that by 26. And there's our answer. Okay. All right. Let's do another problem. So again, we want to find the missing angle. So if I find my pair, here's my angle. The side across from that is the pair. So again, if we set up our law of sines, we will have the sine of our angle over its matching side. And then I'm going to use this pair as well. So again, we will have the sine of the angle all over its matching side. And now let's go ahead and cross multiply. So again, I'm going to have 26 times the sine of x. And that equals 6 times the sine of 103. Our next step, we got to get the sine of x by itself. So right now I'm multiplying it by 26. So to get it by itself, I need to divide both sides by 26. And then our last step, remember, in order to find the angle, we have to do that special thing in our calculators. So in our calculators, we have to do that sine of -1 of all of that. And that will tell us what our angle is. So I'm going to type this in all at once again. So first thing, I need that sine of -1. Remember, I have to hit second to get that first. And then 6 times the regular old sine of 103. Close my parenthesis and divide that by 26. And it looks like I'm going to get 13 for my angle if I round up. Another way you guys can do this, if you don't want to type it in all at once, is I can type in all of this stuff that's in the parentheses first. So I get 6 times regular sine of 103, divide that by 26. And then once I have that answer, so all that stuff in the parentheses is 152. Once I have that answer, then I can do my second sine. Oops. And then do 152 inside of that, and that will work too. Scratch that. Why didn't that work? It should have. I must have typed in something wrong the first time. Okay, sorry, it's not 152 inside there. Inside all of that is 0.22. So now I'll do my second sine of 0.22. And there we go. That's pretty close to 13 degrees as well. It's a little off from what we had before because we did some rounding. But that is another way you can type it into your calculator as well. All right, let's do one more problem. So again, we want to find the missing angle. So if I look, the side across from my angle is this one. So when I set this up, I'll have the sine of my angle all over its matching side, which is 9. And that equals my angle to my matching side. So I will have the sine of 97 all over 22. And again, I need to cross multiply. So we will have 22 times the sine of x equals 9 times the sine of 97. Again, we need to get the sine of x by itself. So right now I'm multiplying it by 22. So in order to undo multiplication, I'll divide both sides by 22. And now last step, remember whenever we're finding an angle, we have to do that sine to -1. So again, you can type this in all at once if you want to. So we have to do that sine of -1 button of 9 times the sine of 97. Make sure you're doing regular old sine. It's kind of a pain in the butt to flip back and forth between the two, but and divide that by 22. And again, if I round up, I'm going to get 24 for my angle. And again, if you don't want to type it in all at once, you can do everything inside the parentheses first. So I can do 9 times the regular sign of 97 divided by 22. And we get 0.406. And then I can do the sign, the second sign of that 0.406. And you see we can also get 24 here as well. So there's kind of 2 ways you can type it into your calculator. All right, as always, please let me know if you have questions, and I hope you have a fantastic day.